Guys, somebody Piso back once again with yet another video. I just really want to talk about how proud I am of all of you guys, the ones that are really on this journey of semen retention, purely and surely and solely following all of the precepts that God has laid out through the prophets, through the apostles in the Bible about being continent, being still, and being at peace. I really want to congratulate you guys, and it doesn't really matter what the level of your streaks. It doesn't matter if you're on 2 days, 3 days, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 2 months, 3 months. You guys are all trying very, very hard, and as long as you continue trying hard, as long as you're not giving up, as long as you wake up every day, and if you fail, you've fallen down, but then you've gotten back up again and started to go on the practice once more, and you're not giving up, you're constantly reading, you're trying to study, you're trying to become better in life, you're trying to ascend. I am very, very proud of you. The world is not going to congratulate you. They're not going to give you a certificate, they're not going to give you a medal for what you're doing, because what you're doing is you're taking a completely different angle and direction from the world. I'm going to tell you, first of all, let's get into this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's do it, right? So I'm gonna tell you about yesterday. I was doing some computer work in the lounge yesterday, and the conversations and the types of people that were all around me, all over the lounge, was insane. We had a family. It was a huge family. I believe that they were, they were all Muslim, like they followed the Muslim faith, because the women had the hijabs and the men were wearing whichever. They were moving around the space without any regard for anyone passing them. The men had wives, and then there were women that walked by scantily dressed, because the lounge had all of these Greek women and Albanian women and Italian women and Georgian women, and of course they're all over the world. They don't really follow any of the religions that are prevalent in their countries, and so they were all scantily dressed, and they were all like just all around having their phone in their hands and just being very, very lascivious, right? So those men with their wives and children, they were looking at the girls walk by. Like it was actually insane. I noticed that because I was waiting for my videos to upload. Spoiler alert. And then I looked at the table next to me. We had like these two women of Latin descent. It was a mother and a daughter, and both of their pants were up to their hip. Like their pants were so short. And they were just like, all their clothes were very, very tight, looking at all the men walking around. They both had their phone in their hand, right? Of course, they were speaking in Spanish. I caught some of the conversation. I'm not gonna gossip too much, but it really wasn't of anything of a righteous nature. We had the table right next to me on my right. We had two young men, and the guy, he had like some Van Cleef & Arpels, or maybe some faux Van Cleef & Arpels bracelet, and he's talking about how this girl likes him, and how he talked to this other girl, and she probably likes him, and he doesn't want to talk to this other girl, and she's gonna come back to him, and it was all of fornication, it was all of degeneracy, it was all of thing of a basest nature, sacral chakra level stuff. And I'm there. Of course, the servers are like going back and forth, and it's funny, in that lounge, all the servers are just like young women that are wearing very, very tight clothing. The boss is some overweight Greek man. Like this is the world. I'm there waiting for my videos to upload, and I'm looking at everyone around me. By the way, a lot of them had cross necklaces around their necks, graven images, number one, and number two, talking about fornication, drinking alcohol. I'm looking around me, I'm like, this is the world? This is what I live in? Like, this is the area, this is the space that I live in? Guys, I want to tell you this. This experience that I had is no different from the experiences that you guys are gonna have when you build that energy on semen retention. You need to hold on, and I wanna stress this to you guys. You're gonna keep, for the ones that are beginning your journeys, you're gonna probably make more mistakes. You're probably gonna fail a little bit, and you're gonna get back up again. You're gonna get motivated by a lot of the videos you see on YouTube about semen retention, maybe my videos, hopefully my videos, and amongst others. It doesn't matter where you get the source of information from, as long as you get the information and you put it to practice. You're gonna keep falling and going back up again until you build that aqueduct, until you build that level of understanding where that energy will never go out once more. You will keep that energy for long periods of time. When you have started to keep that energy for 2 months, 3 months at a time, there's going to be a disassociation with the world. Everyone that you used to hold as friends, your family members, your teachers, your mentors, the people that you used to hang out with at the bar, whenever you go by and decide to have a pint of alcohol that enervates the body's systems and destroys your brain cells and removes your connection with the divine, right? You're going to realize that those places are not good for you any longer. You can't, you don't understand, you can't put your finger on it, but it's just, you don't have any connection with those people anymore. Your family members, the ones that told you that you need to get married at a certain age, you need to be with this type of woman, and for example, since I'm on the Greek tip, you're Greek, so you need to be with a Greek woman. Meanwhile, all of them are taking on a fornication, they drink alcohol, they have their phones in their hands speaking to multiple people, and it's not just the women too, the men indulge in lust as well. They're all taking on to fornication, they're ready to do drugs, they have in their hands, when there's a silent bit of conversation, they vape. When they go outside, they vape. When they're in the train and it's crowded, anxiety levels are up. We don't understand why. It is part of God's will. It is part of God's trajectory for all souls. You will be in crowds because you are in a metropolis that is densely populated. You should not have any anxiety at all, but people still have it because they are not of God. They follow the ways of the devil. They follow the ways of the lower realms, the sacral chakra. They're constantly releasing their energy, and they vape. They vape to satiate themselves. They drink to satiate themselves. They buy the shot bottles of the Bombay Sapphire, of the Fireball whiskey. I see it all. This is why I'm able to recite this, because I see it every single day. I see it. I see it, and you guys think, perhaps maybe some of you think that I'm just speaking out of my turn and I don't know anything that I'm talking about, but this is the truth. This is the reality, this is the now. When you build that energy of semen retention, when you build that light, please listen to me. When you have stopped releasing, when you have stopped looking at the lewd material on Instagram, that For You page or the news feed has refreshed itself, it's renewed, like you renewed your blood. You've shifted from women that are scantily dressed to jokes about Romania and them taking over Greater Romania, which is Moldova. Or you get jokes about Jude Bellingham and Holland, right? Erling Haaland. Or you get jokes about the sun and all these, I don't know, you get all these interesting jokes that are not of a lewd, licentious nature. When you've renewed yourself, when you have renewed your blood, you will fall out of line with the people of the world. Their ways are going to be foreign to you. What did Solomon say in Proverbs? Their ways are movable. Thou canst not know them. Their ways are going to be foreign. You're going to realize that they have a cure-all for everything. They don't have energy for themselves. Their vessels are empty. Their lamps are not lit. They have no oil. They have not been anointed. They pretend that they are blessed. They pretend that they have energy. They pretend that they have life in them, but they have nothing. They drink Celsius energy drinks. They drink Red Bull. They smoke weed for energy. They drink coffee for energy temporarily. They drink alcohol for energy temporarily, to make jokes, to be socially lubricated. They do all of these heathen-like materials for momentary advantages, just to pretend to you that they have energy. They wear beads, the tiger eye, the turquoise, the amethyst, the topaz, the emerald, to pretend that they have energy, but they have nothing. Their souls are empty. They have let go of all of their energy. They have nothing left. They abhor the ways of God. They go to church and they repent. They go into penance on Sundays. The priest, the father, God bless his soul, tries to teach them about the quote of the week, that we should not be taken on to fornication and that we should save our energy. They nod, they clap with gold chains, and they have nice silk button-up shirts in the pews. They leave the church an hour and a half later and they go to a diner and they eat processed foods, they drink alcohol and mimosas, and they go outside with their friends and family, and as tradition deems it, they smoke weed, they smoke cigarettes, and they feel exalted. They forgot everything that the priest told them. They go home, and then on their way home, they look at the scantily dressed young women walking up and down the streets. They are taken on to lust in their minds. The words of Jesus Christ is like a fantasy to them. It's not even a reverie, because a reverie would involve a temporary dwelling on it. Jesus' words do not matter. The words of Paul do not matter to them. They're heathen. It doesn't matter what culture they're from. They look at the scantily dressed woman, they turn back to the front seat. The wife in the front seat is scrolling on Instagram, lusting after material wealth and goods. She wants more. She wants wants to consume more. Her appetite is never satiated. She can never be satisfied. And the husband feels this perpetual need to constantly try to satisfy her, but you're throwing pistachio shells down the mouth of Abaddon. There's no satiating, there's no satisfaction with them. They're all heathen. They're all heathen. I'm telling you this, gentlemen. You don't have to listen to me. You don't. I could be a crazy nutcase, right? I could be saying all of these things without any coordination, without any proof or evidence. What I implore you to do, gentlemen, take up your cross, read the Old Testament, New Testament, understand what the heck it is that God is trying to communicate to you. Read the stories of the people of the past, the ones that were taken onto idolatry in the book of Chronicles, Kings, the book of Samuel, right? Find out what happened with David. Found out how he rose to power. Found out how he lost his power. Found out how Solomon rose to power. What he wished for from God. Given the wisdom, he got ultimate wisdom, and he wrote us books. He understood life in all seasons, the moods, the perpetual changing moods of the individual living on the planet, and how the influence of the devil is perpetual and is omnipresent, but with the armor of God you could fight it off. And then how he fell from grace. Read about all of his sons warring against each other. Read about Nehemiah, right? Jeremiah, Isaiah, right? You pass Isaiah. Read about Daniel. Read about what he did in order to get that connection with God. He fasted. He refrained from all of the heathen things that everyone in the world were doing. The fornication, the drinking alcohol, the eating of the destructive foods, the ones that leave the worms in your gut, that takes away your energy. Now, this is another level of conversation that we need to have. I'm going to talk about that in another video. You get to the New Testament, you read Luke, you read Mark, you understand what happened to Jesus Christ, you understand what he said, right? He said the lesser will take from the greater, right? You understand this. You go further, you learn about Paul, how he was persecuting Christians, and then he was shown the light of God. And then he followed and he wrote us so many books that taught us about fleeing fornication, walking with peace against the people that chastise and hate people of light. You are going to walk through this place alone. You don't have to take my word for it. Explore these things on your own. You read the Bible. You read information that talks about enlightening of the mind, subjugation of the fleshly self, right? The lusts therein of the body, the lust for power, the lust for material wealth, the lust for women, the lust for wealth, the lust for things, right? The fear that you have of God's trajectory, of his will, of his way, and the abstention from drugs, from cigarettes, from weed, from alcohol. And you're going to get this. It's not going to come about in a month, 2 months. You have to do this for a long period of time. The world will show you its true nature. The world will show you everything. Everything. You must open your eyes. Observe these people. Look around at these people. They come in all ages, all sizes, all cultural backgrounds, all races. They are heathen. They don't take care of themselves. They don't subjugate their flesh. They are taken on to gluttony, to sin, of envy, lust of the flesh. They love sex. They love satisfaction of the sacral chakra. They want to satisfy themselves. They want to release. They cannot handle the spiritual pressure of being tested and chastised by the Most High. And so they sin. They release themselves. They're looking for the next victim to exploit. The innocent woman that has just entered their life, the social life, they want to have her. They want to dominate her. These heathen. Then they go back to their tall apartments, right? And they believe that they're accomplished and they're successful because they have material wealth, not knowing that the end will come. The end comes to all souls. The body will decompose and the spirit must be carried on to be tried again, to see for what happened. What have you done in the time that you were given life, physical life? And then they understand, they see what you have done. This is reality. This is life happening. I need you guys to continue on your practices of semen retention. I need you guys to continue being celibate when the world attacks you. Because the world will attack you. Like I said, they come in all shapes and sizes. On the way over here, we had all these people trying to bump into me. I come in peace. I come in peace. I just want to go shopping, get some groceries, get some sparkling water, some Borjomi and Naviglavi in the Bakmaro, and then go back to the casa. That's it. I have no anger with these people. I have no contention with the people of the world. All I want to do is just save my energy and then just talk about semen retention, talk about God, and then do some grocery shopping and get ready for work. That's it. On the way over here, the people of the world attacked me, man. They're trying to bump into me, cause me to react, all this kind of stuff. And come on, I've had years of practice with this type of behavior. I just walked around, waited for them to cross, walked through. This is the people of the world, guys. This is what it is. You may not believe me. You may not listen to me. You may not heed what I'm saying now. Hold in that energy of semen retention. Please hold in that light that never goes out. Read the Bible. Go through your Old Testament, New Testament. Save your energy for months. Look at how the world will respond to you. They will hate you. They will dislike you because there's something about you that they just can't. It disgusts them. Like they said, Dragon Quest XI, Mordigan, you disgust me, luminary. Your light is disgusting. This is how they act. This is how the people of the world are. And be ready for it, guys. You're gonna have that armor of God, and nothing's gonna bother you. Nothing's going to infiltrate, penetrate, and eviscerate. Don't you worry, guys. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed that kind of content. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with some peers. Don't ever let this place get you down. I said, don't ever let this place get you down. The world will come after you when you have light, because this place is void of light. It is void of God. There's nothing in them. There's no light in them. The people that come from countries that whose religion is primarily Orthodox Christian, or any of their countries that worship God, they go to church on Sundays. They wear graven necklaces of Jesus Christ on a cross around their necks, and then they leave and drink alcohol right after the sermon. They do drugs, they smoke cigarettes and weed right after the sermon. They have wives and children and families, and then they see the woman scantily dressed walking right by them down the street, and they lust with their eyes, committing adultery in their minds and in their heart and in their spirit. They care not for Jesus Christ, they care not for his law. Trust me, they are not your friends, they are just of the world. Look at them, smile, don't try to get involved with them. Don't. We are not saviors. We are not Christ. We are not heroes. We are not Superman. We are only individuals that have found the light before they did. And we're trying our best to preach what we can and live righteously in the face of people who do not live righteously, in hopes that they will change, in hopes that they will go through that penance. You only can do what you can, guys. I love you all. Stay radiant. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Woo!